Welcome to r/slash Tales from the Front Desk, where one hotel worker has honestly the worst day of work that I've ever heard of in my entire life. Our next Reddit post is from No Kitty That's My Pie. I work at a big brand name hotel in a beach town. In the summer, our rates skyrocket to almost $300 a night, and we're usually sold out. Someone booked 2 rooms for a long weekend and then decided not to show or bother calling to cancel. Our no-show policy is pretty standard. We charge 1 night's cost for each room that you booked. This gentleman was charged over $500 total for his 2 no-show rooms. It sucks and it's a lot of money, but it's 100% his fault. This gentleman called me a couple of weeks later when he got his credit card bill. I explained to him our policy and that he wouldn't be getting a refund. He went off on me. "You don't know who you're messing with. I'm not paying you, idiots." Blah blah blah. Eventually, he told me that he was just going to dispute it with his credit card company. This is basically what I said to him. "Sir, if you want to dispute the charge with your bank, you have every right to do that. I wouldn't personally recommend it though. If this was a case of a stolen credit card, then I would agree with you, but we have documentation showing that you were informed of the no-show policy. However, if you wish to pass this issue along to your bank, I'll gladly deal with them. So when you dispute a charge, the bank will front you the money while they investigate." When this guy got money from his bank right after he filed a dispute, he called me to gloat, saying how stupid I was. What I don't think he understood is that money from the bank was pretty much a loan under the assumption that his charges were actually fraudulent. And they weren't fraudulent. I easily won the dispute, proving that he willfully did purchase these rooms, and that he was informed of the no-show policy. Then the bank billed him back for the money they fronted him. He called me again, lucky me. He told me that the bank was billing him and that I had to pay it. He said that because this all started with my hotel, it was our responsibility to pay his bank bill. At this point, I didn't even know what more to say. I just said, "No, have a good day," and hung up. Down the road, this guy called again, saying that his credit card company was threatening to turn the bill over to collections if he didn't pay. Now he wanted us to pay $800 because of interest. I told him that his personal finances are his own business and to stop calling. I did try to warn him in the beginning. The funny thing about this post is that you just know he's going to go to his grave believing that hotel scammed him out of $800, when really he just did all of this to himself. Our next Reddit post is from Fishbowl Foz. "Today has been the craziest shift that I have ever worked in a hotel, and that's an understatement. I work middle shift for my hotel. I went in this morning and my manager notified me that our computer system was down. I can't check people in, check them out, give receipts, make reservations, etc. My manager is already on the phone with IT creating a ticket trying to get it back up and going. An hour later it's working. So now I'm working through the backlog of checking people out, helping the executive housekeeper change room statuses, etc. Then, out of nowhere, my computer system shuts down again. I'm locked out of my computer and I can't do anything. As this happens, my maintenance guy comes to the desk with a bloody hand and says, "I just cut my hand on the roof. I'm going to the hospital to get it stitched up. I'll be back." My guest services manager, general manager, and sales manager have all left to go to our sister property next door for a meeting. I text my manager to let him know that everything has shut down again and that I'm calling IT to get it up and going again. So I call IT from the hotel phone so we can get rolling again. As I'm on the phone with IT, a guy walks in and says, "I have the meeting space booked. Can you let me in?" So I switch to the handheld phone and walk over to the meeting space to try to open the door with my master key. It doesn't blink, it doesn't flash colors, and it won't open. Oh man. Our maintenance guy is at the hospital. All of the managers are gone. IT is talking my ear off, and the next thing I know, the executive housekeeper calls me on the walkie and says, "None of our doors are opening." So now I have 1, a guest trying to get into a meeting space, 2, a non-working computer, and 3, a master key that doesn't open any doors. My next move is to call our sister property's maintenance guy next door to come help. He does, and immediately starts working on the meeting space door. My managers come back and start helping where they can. After about another hour, we finally get our computer system back up, and in another 30 minutes, all of our doors are working. Great! So now I'm playing catch up at 2:30 in the afternoon, trying to get everything done before 3 p.m. check-in. Here's where it gets so insane that I literally can't make this stuff up. It's afternoon, so I replenish the coffee. This is important, I promise. Then I check a few guests in. Then this other guy walks into the lobby and says, "Hi, my name is such and such. I need to check the status of my application." I tell him to wait a moment and go grab my manager. My manager then explains to me that that guy is a homeless gentleman that comes in posing as an applicant so he can come in and take our cookies, breakfast cereal, bananas, coffee, etc. He's already been removed from the property by police multiple times and banned from returning to our property. At this point, he's blatantly trespassing. She comes out and asks him to leave while on the phone with police. He tries to argue back and forth with her until the cops arrive. The cops, of course, tell him that he can't be on the property and they ask him to leave and not return, and that he needed to return the items that he stole. The homeless guy completely flips out. He throws the coffee that I just made at a guest. He then threw cookies and bananas across the lobby floor, and a soda hit the wall and burst across it. The police restrained him and dragged him away. At this point, I'm ready to pull out my hair and ready for a cigarette. So I go outside, and halfway through my cigarette, my manager comes on the walkie-talkie and says there's a man wearing jeans, a gray hoodie, and a gray hat on the property that just tried to attack a housekeeper on the elevator. My manager told me to check one flight of stairs, and the maintenance guy, who's now back on the property, to go check another flight of stairs. She ordered us to do a property walk. Other staff members are outside checking the parking lot, and others are on the first floor checking common areas. By the time I made it to the third floor, my manager got on the walkie-talkie and said the perpetrator had been restrained by the cops and that we can go back to our regular duties. The maintenance guy and I happened to be on the same floor, so we both got on the elevator to go back down to the first floor. The elevator is going down and stops to let someone in. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! The guy who walked onto the elevator is wearing jeans, a gray hoodie, and a gray hat. The maintenance guy and I look at each other in disbelief, and I'm thinking, this has to be a coincidence. So I pull out my phone to text the maintenance guy to secretly ask him if they're positive they got the right guy. And then the freaking elevator gets stuck. As soon as this happens, the guy in the gray hoodie starts chanting, "The United States military! Suicide, suicide, suicide!" And then he rattled off some military ID. Y'all, I literally can't make this stuff up. So, of course, the maintenance guy pushes me into the corner in case this guy starts to attack. The maintenance guy is tall and well built, so I knew that if the guy in the gray hoodie were to attack, then he was going to have to get through him first. I get on the walkie-talkie and say the elevator is shut down. The police have the wrong guy, and the maintenance guy and I are stuck in the elevator with him. Then all hell broke loose. My general manager completely flipped out, went to the outside of the elevator, and started trying to pry it open. We were on the elevator with this guy for 45 minutes while the fire department tried to get us out. The guy in the gray hoodie just stood there chanting the same thing over and over again. He never looked at us. It was like the guy didn't even know that we were there. Y'all, I have never been genuinely afraid of a guest, but today was that day. Finally, they get us off the elevator, and I bolt to the back office and have the freaking panic attack that I've been holding in for the past 45 minutes. At this point, I still have 1 hour left in my shift. I'm broke, and I need that freaking hour, so I collect myself and go back to the front desk. The guy in the gray hoodie is escorted off the property. We all assumed that he was going to be taken to a hospital to be checked out because there was genuinely something wrong with him. Nope. I go out to grab a smoke, then I come back in to use the bathroom. Y'all, I open the freaking bathroom door, and the guy in the gray hoodie is sitting on the bathroom sink chanting the same statement. He came in the back door this time, so no one in the front desk saw him. Needless to say, I flipped out. I walked back to the lobby to find it full of high school students here for some school function. Great, let's call the cops and freak out a bunch of teenagers. I grab the maintenance guy and tell him the crazy dude is back in the bathroom. Go guard it and don't let him leave. I go in the back office and call 911. I get off the phone with 911 and call the general manager. The cops come back a third time and take this guy to a hospital. I came to find out the guy was a military veteran under a severe PTSD episode. My heart broke for this man. Thankfully, the cops were able to take him to the hospital to get the help that he needed. Overall, I am so done with today. I'll be taking a very hot bath, drinking a full bottle of wine, and then getting back up in the morning to go back to the literal dumpster fire that is my job. Alright, OP, so we've all had some bad days at work. God knows I have. But oh man, OP, this one really takes the cake. So obviously when I read stories, I'll come across the oddball story that's just a complete fabrication. Start to finish, it's just all BS. And sometimes I'll have stories that are kind of like on the line. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not, I don't know. But just in general, I try to avoid stories that are obvious fabrications. This story is so wild that I have to believe, surely this isn't real, right? But then at the same time, it's just so bizarre that it's like, yeah, OP, how could you make this up? I don't know. Sometimes reality really is stranger than fiction. My gut tells me the story is true, because if you were trying to make up a believable lie, then why would you come up with such an unbelievable story? I work at a hostel in Miami, and you deal with a lot of different kinds of people. Some are eccentric, some are reserved, and some are unnecessarily racist, and some are just plain stupid. I've had a guest the past few nights who is obviously gay and sometimes tries to flirt with me. I personally have nothing against this. I actually find it flattering that he's attracted to me, and I myself am not gay. He knows that I'm not gay, but I suppose he still wants to flirt with me anyway. I'm a 6'1" straight male, and I'm happily engaged to the love of my life. I'm comfortable enough with myself and my own sexuality to not be at all bothered by this, but this other guest clearly struggles with that. The gay guest came by and flattered me some by complimenting my beard and eyes, and then headed to the guest area kitchen. That's when another guest came to me with a complaint. What the F was that, mate? Huh? That queer just got all feely on you, and you don't have a problem? I'm sorry, sir, but how is that your business? Because a man like yourself shouldn't have to be flirted with like you're some kind of effing pixie, mate. I'm sorry that bothers you, sir, but this is none of your concern. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Oh, so you are a bundle of sticks. At that point, I was just done, so I gave him an ultimatum. Sir, here at such and such hostel, we tolerate people of all backgrounds and sexualities. If you don't respect that, then you're welcome to find other accommodations for your stay here in Miami. This guy proceeds to flip me the bird and walk away to the guest area. Moments later, the gay guy came out and said the other guests had come to the kitchen and called him and his friends effing bundles of sticks. I went to the homophobe's room to kick him out, and he told me, "It's fine, you effing queer lover. I'm leaving anyway. This place doesn't deserve my money." I proceed to get his passport photo from our system and upload it to the group chat that I have with other hotel clerks and specifically warn them not to rent to this guy. Then I went about my night. My new gay friend bought me some pizza and wings, so that was cool. If this guy got this triggered by just one gay guy, then I have a feeling that he's going to have a pretty bad time in Miami. Miami is quite possibly the most flamboyant city in the United States. Also, does this guy really go around refusing to spend his money on any business that also caters to gay people? Because in that case, where does he spend his money? If he refuses to live at any place or eat in any restaurant that caters to gay people, then by the end of his vacation, he's going to be living on the street and starving. That was r/Tales from the Front Desk, and if you like this content, check out my Patreon where I publish extra episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.